Good morning. My name is Engineer Piyush Pandey. Welcome to today's session of motivational skills, and the topic for today's discussion is the stages of listening process. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two words which sound similar, but they are entirely different from each other. And the two words are listening and hearing. Hearing is a physical process wherein when someone says something, his words reach your ears in the form of vibration and your eardrums start vibrating. That is pure hearing. Listening is something different. Listening is hearing with consciousness. When you are hearing something from someone, you start analyzing it thoroughly, that how appropriate it is, whether it is useful for you or not, and what is the real intention of the person behind saying something. This is known as listening. That's why hearing is a physical process, but listening is a psychological process. There are many stages of listening which we should keep in our mind if we want to be great listeners, because being a great listener is a prime quality of a good professional and a good student, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you something. Just have a look at this chart. It says the stages of listening process. There are certain stages of listening process that we must keep in our mind if we want to be great listeners. Number one here says receiving. In this stage, you receive what the other person is saying. You hear what the other person is saying thoroughly. Second stage is understanding. Once you have heard something, try to understand that why it has been said. Try to understand why it has been said. This is known as understanding process. Third point is remembering. Of course, if someone had said something, you must keep it in your mind for a longer period of time. If you are not keeping it in your mind for a longer period of time, it means you are not giving consideration to the speaker. It is a wastage of your time as well as the speaker's time. If you are not remembering what the other person has said, it is a pure wastage of time. You wasted your precious time in listening to that person. Straight away, ladies and gentlemen, that's why remembering is very crucial when you are listening to some other person. Fourth point says evaluating. Now, once you have remembered something, it is stored in your mind, and only storing it in your mind is not essential. You must try to evaluate it. What the particular person has said, try to evaluate it according to your current situation, according to your current circumstances, and try to find out that how valid that particular thing is. If there is no validity of something in your personal and professional life, there is no meaning of knowing it. Straight away, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to achieve good professional growth, this thing must be kept in mind. Whatever you are listening, if it has no value for you in your personal life and in your professional life, it is absolutely waste. That's why you must try to evaluate that how it is going to impact your personal life and professional life. Very important. And last point says responding. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, responding should always be the last point as far as listening process is concerned. Listening process is not complete unless we have thoroughly understood what the other person has said. And once we have thoroughly understood everything, every word of the other person, consciously, psychologically, only then we will be in position to respond. Only then we will be in position to express our opinion about what we have heard. If the level of your knowledge is less, you can't even comment on what the other person has said. In order to comment also, you need to understand his words thoroughly and consciously. Very important. Now, I would like to repeat all these stages again. Starting from the first stage of listening process, receiving, try to be in receptive mode all the time. Receive what the other person is saying consciously, thoughtfully. Second thing is understanding. Once you have received something, try to understand it. Try to understand it consciously, that what the other person wants to say exactly. Third point is remembering. Only understanding is not required. You should remember it for a longer period of time. If you want its impact on your life permanently, you must remember what the other person has said. Fourth point says evaluating. Now, once you have remembered something, try to evaluate it, how valid it is in your personal and professional life. I would like to repeat this statement. If it is not valid in your personal life and professional life, there is no meaning of knowing such kind of concept. There is no meaning in learning something which has no value in your personal life and professional life. Evaluating is very crucial. And the last point is responding. Once you have done all these things, once you have received the speaker's content, once you have understood it, once you have remembered all the crucial points, and once you have evaluated all the points made by the speaker according to your personal life circumstances, then comes the last stage, and that is known as responding. Once you have evaluated everything, once you have understood everything, only then finally you will be in condition to respond appropriately to the spoken words of the other person. That's why responding is always the last stage. So these are the crucial stages of listening process, ladies and gentlemen. And the last one that I mentioned, which is known as responding. Why responding is important in listening? If you do not respond, the speaker will not be able to understand that whether you understood his words properly or not. If you do not respond, the speaker will be in illusion that yes, you understood everything, whatever he spoke. Unless you tell the speaker that what you have understood and what you have not understood, what more you want to know from a speaker, unless you express it in front of speaker, he will always be in this confusion that you understood everything, and it is a bad kind of listening. That's why after all the evaluation phase, learning phase, accepting phase of listening, the final touch is responding, which is very important for the speaker to know that whether you understand him clearly or not. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you loved my today's video. Please subscribe my channel, ER Piyush Pandey, Trainer B.Tech MBA, and please press the bell icon for constant updates. Thank you very much. Have a great day.